Hey. It's the Candid Athletic Training Podcast. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Chad.
Hey. Welcome to this live broadcast of That's What She Said. Candid Athletic Training. Effing and marrying and killing. And who knows, we might just even debate about a fictional athletic trainer. How's your week going?
Actually, not bad.
That's good.
I think we've crested
Ooh,
the
crested.
the busy season.
All right, crested. All right, I like this.
I think
You're at the
June.
peak.
June
Right.
in the first week of July, the first week and a half of July really kicked my tail. But the last 10 days has been like manageable. We've had an occasional really busy day, but like the last two have been, I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off. It's been great.
Wow.
I mean,
Well,
we
that's good.
still get the occasional, like, how did this end up in our clinic?
Yeah, of course you do.
Stupid stuff, but
Why are you here? Why aren't you in the emergency room? Or why the heck didn't you just wait until your appointment with your doctor?
when the ER doctors are telling the patients, go to the walk-in clinic to get your MRI, we have problems.
Yes.
You don't go to another urgent care to get an MRI.
No.
You were just seen.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Oh, I'm here.
I actually got I got a like an alert. Are you guys looking for work? You guys looking for another athletic trainer?
No.
Uh-oh.
Freighter
Are
is?
you getting fired?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I deserve it.
I got a LinkedIn. Freighter is hiring athletic trainer.
They're hiring for other departments, not sports med, but like our friend Dave Bogalski was hiring somebody down at Drexel Town Square. I mean, every
Oh.
the AT in the clinic role is becoming extremely popular. It's pretty great.
How is Mr. Bogalski?
Good.
Nice.
I think he's enjoying a little change.
I'm sure he is.
He reached out to me a couple weeks ago. He's like, "Man, I totally get what you're talking about."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, there's pros and cons to every job."
Yeah, there is.
So,
Yeah,
how
there
are you
is.
doing?
I'm busy. Busy. I feel like I'm in the throes of traditional athletic training again.
You're cresting.
Oh, I'm kind of still climbing, I think. I'm climbing. Lady, wife, pregnant mom, due in a couple months. Businesses are full go. In your world, you're kind of waiting for it to slow down. I enjoy my clinic being busy because that just means more
You're
money.
making money, yeah.
Yeah, there's more money coming into the clinic, but at the same time, I mean, I'm burning some candles at both ends. I'll tell you that much.
Hope there's a lot of wax over there.
Yeah, I mean, I've figured out a couple things in my schedule that has really helped. I'm not here at 5 a.m. and then doing a podcast at 8:30 at night anymore. I don't come in until around noon, so like I'm a little more awake
Sure.
on these Wednesday nights.
Just so you know, I just remembered what the friend or
Of
foe
course you
was.
did.
So we can do it or we
start
don't have
with
to.
that. We're gonna start with it.
Okay,
and
fine.
we might cut out another segment. And I don't care what
got a
anybody
lot.
says. This is our show. Why don't you tell us what to do? I'm doing all right though. I mean, I'm in the throes of it. I got a 1-year-old pregnant wife, 2 businesses, getting after it. I'll tell you what though. I would like to thank our good sponsors, Healthy Roster. Go over to healthyroster.com. They have every solution for all of your EMR needs. The best EMR out there. The folks over there they're kind, they're thoughtful, they love athletic trainers, they're funny, and some of them are even musicians.
Version 2 just came out.
2.0.
Some
And
pretty
then
cool updates.
I'd say, our good friends over at Smart Tools, their BFR cuffs are killing it in my SE lab space we got here right now. I got people coming in left and right using their BFR cuffs. Nick and Ed have been very informative of troubleshooting certain things. I mean, they're a new product, but they've been very good about kind of getting me answers to certain problems that I might have had, but they're easy to use. They're wonderful. Use the code What is
Candid
Candid
10.
10 for 10% off anything at smarttoolsplus.com. They got some great educational courses too. Ed does his best to inform everybody of how smart he is.
Yeah.
Because he is.
He's pretty sharp.
Yeah. What else we got over there?
Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus.
Gosh, become a member, please.
Yeah, if you're a member of the Candid Athletic Training podcast, you will get a discounted rate on your professional liability insurance through Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus. So we're pretty stoked to have them with us. So, yeah.
Ooh. That's what she said. Stoked to have them with us. Just stoked up, hitting the crest.
There was a very interesting debate at work today.
Oh, really? Tell me about it.
With Dr. Rosh and his team.
All right. Was it fun debate? Or
it was a fun debate.
All right.
Apparently, they were trying to decide the most dangerous animal in the world.
Ooh, I like it.
And they argued that the hippo. There's one death per every 250 hippos.
That's the going rate. If you're around a hippo,
if you're around 250,
you're gonna
hippos, die. Somebody's dying around 250.
Per 250 hippos, one of them has killed a person, huh?
Yes.
They're very territorial.
Yeah.
Is what I've heard. And then once they're on you, I mean, you're done.
And then they were comparing them to mosquitoes.
Some about the water too.
The mosquitoes, like
a mosquito,
like the number of mosquito deaths compared to how many mosquitoes there are.
So were insects included in this conversation?
I believe so.
Okay. What about reptiles?
I don't know. I don't know how far. Like I just walked in at the tail end, but so it was.
I'm not gonna lie.
Fun question of the day is what's the most deadly animal in the world?
There's two animals that I think are very underrated in how badly they would just absolutely just kill a human. And that's a wolf and a bear.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there was this long period of time where like wolves were like, oh, they're just dogs and we need to protect them.
Actually, I want to know what the shark rate is.
Yeah.
How many deaths per shark?
I mean, it's not as high.
Kangaroo.
Ooh, that's a dangerous animal. Kick your face off.
I'm gonna look this up.
You should look it up. This is very candid conversation.
Deaths per kangaroo.
Yeah.
Deaths per king.
They're so. I mean, and you're not getting.
Oh, here it is. Forget sharks. These are the deadliest animals.
Oh.
These are.
I don't think sharks are very up there because it's just. I think sharks. Let's face it. You're not going into a lot of shark-infested water.
This is just the total number of deaths, not the number of deaths per how many there are.
Okay. All right.
This is basically Australia.
Yeah, it's definitely Australia.
Horses, ponies, donkeys, 77. Cows and bulls, 33. Dogs, 27. Kangaroos, 18. Bees, 16. This is a 6-year. This is between 2001 and 2007.
That's fine.
So that's really
stats.
not.
What was number one? What'd you say? A donkey, a horse? Or was that number two?
Number one was horses, ponies, and donkeys. They linked them all together.
Just kicking people.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though. That makes a lot of sense.
See, this is just Australia.
I ain't effing with any alligators, Nisi. I ain't going anywhere near those.
We'll have to look that up.
What's a cassowary?
A cassowary?
What the heck is a cassowary? I need to look that one up.
So you started watching Ted Lasso. That's what we were talking about before the show. What?
It's a bird. Jesus. Kind of looks like a peacock. These are... Cassowaries are the most dangerous bird on the planet. Flightless bird. Holy
They're the most dangerous?
They're the most dangerous bird on the planet. Flightless bird without a keel on their sternum bones. I don't know how that's relevant.
What makes them dangerous?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking for.
They can't fly.
Yeah, are they like poisonous or something? Are there like poisonous birds? They can run 31 miles an hour. What is going on? Why are they so dangerous?
Like, how big are they?
Extinct status.
Size of a hand?
No. They are
big?
Yeah.
Like
they
emus?
They look like they are. I'm I'm going to YouTube here. I'm watching the ad for a second.
They impale you on their beak talons.
Jesus Christ. What is going on? Hey, come on. Too many advertisements. What is going on?
That's
Or
the
is this
problem
an
with YouTube.
advertisement? Oh, wait, here we go. I mean, I'm calling it a halfway in between.
Oh, I just watched that movie. That's Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah.
I literally
Oh,
just
my
watched
God,
that one.
So you're.
I'm
okay,
through.
so-
I'm through 4. I've got 2 movies left.
That a babe. So halfway between a turkey and a emu.
Oh, emu.
Yeah, look at this. It's like this. It's like the size of a, I don't know, maybe a small child or something. What do they do? They like poke.
They impale you with their beaks and talons.
Jesus Christ! Look at these things.
They peck you to death.
They look scary. Stop. Show the bird. Look at that. That's a massive bird, but it looks like a turkey. That's probably what it is. Who's afraid?
A
of
roided up turkey.
Yeah, exactly. Who's afraid of a turkey? Oh my God!
Cassowary.
Holy cow!
Oh, he's.
That thing is attacking that board.
Oh,
That is
it's
crazy.
karate chop.
Jesus Christ! What are you doing standing there, lady? Don't be standing there. You're gonna die. Holy cow! That's nuts. So Chad made reference to raptors. They kind of look like a turkey with a raptor. Holy cow!
There was a
I've never even heard of that thing.
a debate or question on the Spitballers podcast that I listened to, and it was like
Great podcast.
if you could combine 2 animals to make the most deadly.
Oh, the old liger. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I just saw it on the last season of Titans.
Okay.
They had a pretty.
You're still
cool,
watching it?
Yeah, it's over now.
Okay.
Season 4 was the finale.
Yeah.
Probably the most disappointing thing I've watched this year was.
Yeah, that's what you said.
But they had a bat combined with
Bat?
a lion. It was pretty badass.
A bat combined with a lion.
Yeah.
So did it fly?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it looked pretty ferocious.
Wow.
It was
Did
like
it have a mane?
yeah, it was pretty cool. It had like the bat face, but like the lion body and then the bat wings.
Wow. That would be crazy. Kind of like a Pegasus.
Yeah,
But a
like
lion?
way scarier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, so this is
No,
an
thank you.
athletic training podcast.
Are you sure?
Barely. So I was just mentioning you saw Ted Lasso. You're halfway.
I'm watching Ted Lasso, everybody.
What are your
I've
initial
joined,
thoughts?
I've joined the cool kids. It's a great show. I like how you said it definitely, like, what'd you say? Like it brings out all the feels.
It does.
100%. I thought it was just going to be goofy. I didn't think it was going to be like thoughtful. I thought it was just going to be goofy.
Thought it was
And
gonna be
so-
just stupid humor,
Yep.
and there is enough of it in there to keep you going.
Plenty. And I think
It's a good balance of humor and like emotion.
yeah, and I think it does a really good job of being a comedy that is giving you a little sneak peek into what it's like being in a locker room. And
Probably the best.
working with the exact same people every single day, knowing the little nuances of everything. I mean, I love Coach Beard. I think
It's because you have a beard. It's because you are
Totally.
Coach Beard.
I don't know. Am I? Maybe. I don't know. In some instances, I'm
You
definitely
talk
Coach
more
Beard.
than him,
I definitely talk a lot more than Coach Beard.
but
That's for sure. I'm on season 2. I'm like halfway through season 2. I think I don't know, there was the Christmas episode.
yeah, they'll each season will have a random like. There's just you can tell they just filled it.
Yeah.
Like they just needed to change it up for
Yeah. Somebody told me the Christmas episode was the funniest episode of all of them, and I was like,
in season 2 or season 4.
is there another one?
I think there's another one in season
okay.
4.
So then I have hope.
I think.
Somebody told me that they watched that episode on repeat because it was so funny, and I was watching it and I'm waiting for it to be the funniest episode, and it was not.
And maybe there's another one in 4. I can't remember.
Either way, I think it's a great show. It's great writing. I love the subtle.
Kent.
I love the subtle like jokes. I love you get thrown into the inside jokes immediately. I love the quotes. I love references to pop culture. It's so great.
It's like us.
It's a really great show.
Yeah.
I'm glad I started watching it.
Good.
I binged. I mean, on Saturday night, I was alone with my kid.
Oh, so you're
All right?
watching it by yourself.
Yeah. So Jackie, my wife, was out of town. So I had Abraham all day to myself, and like put him to bed. I was
What
like,
time does he go to
oh,
bed now?
8
Yeah.
ish, you know. So I put him to bed, and I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time to just like binge some freaking Ted Lasso. And before I knew it, I was through the first season, and I was like, I gotta go to bed.
That's great.
I gotta find. Holy crap! I
Yeah.
gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, that's what. Yeah, it's a great show. I'm glad so many people told me to watch it.
I'm contemplating. So I started The Sopranos.
There is a season 4 though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So The Sopranos, I got an episode and a half in, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch this. But everybody's talking about The Bear.
Yeah, everybody is.
So I was
talking
like,
about the
maybe
bear.
I'll quick just because they're like really quick, like 20, 30-minute episodes, and there's
It's
only
about a
like
restaurant, right?
there's only like 18 of them.
Yeah,
I was like, maybe I'll just do that and then go back to The Sopranos. So maybe we'll do The Bear.
that's the problem. Well, that's the great thing about those short episodes, but it's
Yeah.
also the problem that there's just so many freaking shows out there.
Correct. Just keeps giving us more fats to do.
I guess so.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's do some shenanigans
Okay.
here.
Friend or foe, go.
A friend or foe? Now that I remembered it, friend or foe? Sorry to the high school athletic trainer in
Okay.
advance, because this is more for the athletic trainer
Uh.
that is on the road.
Okay.
Friend or foe? Going out on the road. And I'm not talking about dinner.
Yeah. Going out. Going out.
On the road.
Oh. In one aspect, you get to experience some new places, different environments, bars, cultures. Oh, man. Traveling itself is exhausting enough. And then, you're always playing catch up if you go out on the road.
I'm gonna put it up on social media.
Always playing catch up. At the same time, it's nice. It's kind of you get to just experience other cities, other areas. But it's got to be it's a foe. I went out enough on the road to know that it doesn't
You're
help.
getting old, Kevin.
It doesn't help your day.
You're getting so old.
Yeah.
You're officially an old dad. You're an old dude.
Well, I am. I can still do it, but I know I'm going to pay the consequences. I can stay up till 2:30, 3, but legitimately, I remember being like, even in my early 30s, being on the road and realizing no chance can I keep doing this. Like unless there's an off day the next day, I'm going to be hurting, and I'm going to suck at my job. I'm going to suck at my job and there's a difference between you going out and me going out, right? You're just sleepy. I'm like sleepy and hungover, right? Like when you're hungover and sleepy and you got to freaking deal with everybody because they went out and they're hungover and sleepy, whew, that's a tough one. It's not a friend. It's not a friend. It can't be a friend.
It can be a friend. There's some fucking legendary stories.
Of course there's legendary stories.
There's no, like, you don't have the story.
Oh, I'm such a
Remember
dad.
that one
Old
time I
dad
was in
right
my
now.
hotel room?
Yeah,
Those stories, you don't
Yeah.
share those stories.
you don't.
I was in my hotel room by 10 p.m.
Yeah. Remember when I went to bed at a reasonable hour? Remember when I drank
There's
a lot
no
of
Ziploc bag stories.
Remember when I drank a lot of water that day?
Yeah. I was super hydrated.
Oh.
I put it up on social media. We'll see if there's any responses by the end of the show on the poll.
I'm going to put it this way. It is a friend that is a bad influence,
Also,
right?
yeah. Last week we talked about the fanny pack, and you brought up, do you wear a
Yeah.
fanny pack outside of work?
Mhm.
I put this up a little while ago before we got to the show. 82% say no,
Yeah.
not wearing a fanny pack outside of working,
Yeah.
but 18% do.
There are so many people that are walking around nowadays with a goddamn fanny pack across their chest.
Kyle.
Nice.
If it's good enough for The Rock,
love
it's
it.
good enough for me.
Oh, there you go.
So
I wonder if The Rock's rocking the fanny pack again.
probably.
That is such an iconic picture of him.
Did you hear about the guy who said that they've got UFOs and this is like at the UFOs and and aliens?
Yeah.
Like they have them.
They have them.
Okay.
They just have them.
All right. Now
There's a
I'm
lot.
officially worried now.
Well, it's a lot of like. So, why UFOs and aliens and like, do we know they exist? We all assume they probably exist just because the universe is infinite. But like, have we had contact? What, like, is it just a rouge like that? Like, the government is basically trying to say that we do have aliens in our presence, or we've had UFO contact to like distract us from what the hell they're doing. I mean, I don't know. I definitely think that they exist. I don't know if it's real, but now like government officials are like coming out and saying it. But I just don't trust anything the goddamn government says.
I agree. I don't know.
So like,
that's funny.
So now they're getting into this, conspiracy world. Like, really? Like, you're joining that party of the like conspiracy stuff? Like,
Here's
just
the problem.
let us do that, and you actually be truthful goddamn people.
The world doesn't have enough anxieties. Now you got to throw this shit at us.
Well, and that's what I think it is. I think some of that's that. Like,
that's just fear mongering.
Seriously, absolutely.
Oh well,
but
that's the last
they
time
legitimately could have UFOs, or they could have aliens.
Yeah.
There are all these documentaries out there. There's all these accounts of people that are like have close encounters with another kind, that are pretty believable. And I don't know. I mean, sure, why not? Of course, it could happen. But why? Like, I don't know. The goddamn government. It's so stupid.
I agree. All right, we're moving on.
Yeah.
Let's do our F, Marry, Kill.
Okay.
I was walking through the PT department today, just taking the trash out, or the linens.
The old athletic trainer taking the trash out.
And I saw somebody doing a scapular mobilization. I was like, man, I don't remember the last
Yank
time.
on that scap.
I didn't. I was like, I haven't done a mobilization in years, 2 years.
Yeah, you haven't.
So I wanted to FMK them.
Cool.
We'll do lower extremity tonight. We'll do an ankle, a hip, and a knee. Mobilizations. F,
hip,
marry,
ankle,
kill. This is what we do on this program. If you're new to this show, you shouldn't be new.
Ankle,
and if you are new to listening to us, this is one of our go-tos. F, marry, kill. Also, if you're listening for the first time, please share with your friends. We don't say this enough. If this is the first time you've listened or the 228th time you've listened to our show, tell your friends, tell other athletic trainers, check this show out.
It was kind of wild how many people we saw at NATA. Like, oh yeah, like you guys are the Candid Athletic Trainin people.
Nisi, we're just doing ankle, hip, and knee. I saw the scap. That's what made me think of it. So, ankle, hip, knee. F, marry,
hip,
kill.
Ankle, hip, and knee. Ankle, hip, and knee. All those hips don't lie.
It's just like really, well, man.
You know what though? I hate like setting up for a freaking hip mobilization. Like,
it's too much work.
If you're gonna use the band, you got to get it up there, nice and like close to the old groinage.
Shimmy down up there, but not too far.
Like, hey, watch that manhood if you're,
working with a man. Well, and you don't want to do anything inappropriate with a female either.
You don't. Well, I do, but not my patients.
Yeah.
Only my wife. It's awkward. Hips are like awkward. There's always and you kind of have to like prop tight situations. So is it effing? It's quite possibly it's a one night stand F. Knees. I used to not really like knee mobilizations until I started working with people that aren't very athletic. And I've seen like some nice results from like actually just like doing anterior and posterior drawer like motions on a knee. And people are like, oh, wow, that feels so much better. And then the ankle is kind of like the gold standard of like, we need those ankles to be mobile. And so many people have tight ankles. Tight. So
I need
broadly
some
speaking,
ankle.
I'm gonna marry the ankle. I'm gonna F with that hip, and I'm gonna kill the knee. Kill the knee. Kill the knee.
I will also marry the ankles.
I'm gonna get nice and deep like in that.
I think it's
Yep.
just the most fun to do. It's the easiest. It's the
Marriage
you
is
don't
not
really
easy.
have to. You don't really have to like worry about it as much. Not that you worry about doing the other ones, but the ankle just like
Oh,
John Daly. Grip
swing
it and
hard.
rip it.
Yeah.
Grip it and rip it. You know.
Ripping heaters.
Yeah.
Give me a Coke and a heater.
Also, it's like I think you'll see some pretty good, like when you're doing a mobilization, you want to feel that shift, that
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
feel like, oh yeah, I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the progress you're making. I think it's the
Although,
easiest with the ankle.
it's the most satisfaction.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
so.
true. But
You are very satisfied with marriage.
very
There
satisfied.
you go. Well done. Good job.
I'll F the knee. I do
Ooh.
like playing with a knee.
Oh, play with it.
I kind of feel like it's really more I hate the hip. I hate doing the mobilization on the hip. Would you, when you're doing a hip mobilization, do you consider doing even just like a little distraction pull?
I do it
Not really. But is that
all day.
really? I mean, is that a true mobilization?
Oh, yeah, it is,
Okay.
and it is.
I hated doing it though. I never felt
Oh.
like I did it.
Oh, I love it.
I struggled with it.
Oh,
I would
love
watch
it.
Renee do it, and every year I'd be like, Renee, can you show me how to do this? I could never get a hip mobilization to feel good.
Oh yeah.
So screw that.
Oh,
Screw
yeah.
that mobilization. Screw the hips.
Oh yeah.
I'm out on the hips.
I'm glad I the hips because
Yeah.
there's not many more satisfying things than to actually do a traction like mobilization on a hip.
I guess I'll never know.
When you get that really good one, oh baby. Some people do struggle with it. I got some tricks of the trade. I need to talk to Renee now. Maybe she's got some more tricks of the trade.
Yeah, she was really good at them. All right.
I'm pretty effective.
Live streamers. Live streamers said Nisi said marry the ankle, F the knee, kill the hip. Colleen said marry the ankle, F the knee, kill the hip. So far, marry the ankle, F the hip, kill the knee.
Yeah.
Those knees aren't worth it compared to the ankle and the hip. And Kyle says marry the ankle, F the knee, kill the hip.
You.
So every single person married ankle mobilizations here.
God, I might marry the hip now.
Contrarian.
Leg pulls. You have no idea how many people need a leg pull. It's amazing. I'm telling you right now. What everybody listening and the millions of people that are going to listen after
the millions and never mind.
Legitimately check pelvic alignment, and then compare it to leg length on every one of your athletes as many times as you possibly can. You're gonna fix a lot of things without doing many things hard.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Oh, pull the leg. Pull the leg. Anyway, yeah.
All right, let's do this. Let's go to our top 5 question.
Okay.
This week, Kevin, we surveyed about 100 athletic trainers. Yeah. And we asked them, in the last year, how many times have you used a goniometer?
Okay. Oh. Actually, I'm going to change that one. Hold on. Number 1, 19 times. That's for myself.
9 times.
I think I've done it 19 times.
You've actually thought about it? You thought about it?
Yeah, because I thought about like how many people I've tested ankle range of motion on with doing functional movement screens. And I've probably and I just started doing them a couple months ago here in the lab. I've probably done about 19 of them.
That's awesome.
Number 2, 405. I don't know why.
1 a day plus some.
Yeah, at least, right? I mean, I'm thinking about your football athletic trainer going through physicals, and you got 50, I don't know, something kids, and then you recheck at the end, like halfway through the season, then you recheck at the end of the I don't know. I just went with it. 72 is my third answer. Number 4 is 90. Number 5, 25. So I thought, hey, 25-man roster on a baseball team, entrance or pre-participation exams, and then you never do it again. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm out.
If I was Bob Barker,
$1.
I'd be hitting the buzzer.
Yeah?
You've all overbid.
You've all overbid.
You've all overbid. What was your lowest one?
19.
19.
I ain't overbid.
You overbid.
No chance.
The top 5.
Everybody is lower than 19.
We have a tie for
Of the
4th
top
place.
Okay.
We have a tie for 4th place. 8 answers, or 8 athletic trainers said they've used the goniometer twice in the last year.
Okay.
We've had 8 athletic trainers that
Not a
say
lot.
they used the goniometer 10 times in the last year.
That's more.
In 3rd place, 12 athletic trainers said they've used a goniometer 3 times.
Oh, 3 times.
In 2nd place, 13 athletic trainers used a goniometer once in the last year.
Okay. And let me guess.
And then in 1st place, 34 athletic trainers said
Goose egg.
0 times
Yeah.
have they touched the goniometer.
That's what I thought.
So just by looking at this, 34 plus 13 plus 12 is 59, plus 16 is 75.
Wow.
75 out of the roughly 100 athletic trainers we said have used the goniometer 10 times or less. And
I
really,
believe it.
67%, 2 out of every 3, said 3 or less in the last year.
Chad's doing maths again.
67% of you have used it less than 3 times in the last year. And the reason I wanted to ask this question,
Yeah.
I think the discussion point that I want to make is, I remember being an athletic training student
Yep.
and having the practicals,
Yeah.
and so much time and effort put into
Agreed.
what's the normal range of motion, how to use the goniometer and all that. And I just remember freaking out about using it.
And then where to place it.
Yeah.
What's like the stationary arm versus
How
the
many-
moving arm.
How many study hours were focused on goniometry?
And now I just pull out my phone and then I put it up against somebody's tibia and then they lean and it's like, oh, that's how many range of motion you have.
But do you remember the same thing?
Oh,
Do you remember
absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
like-
Memorizing ranges of stuff. And it's like, is that a normal range? I don't know. It's not the same as this side. Does it feel like it's a normal range? Yeah. Does this one? No. Okay, let's work on this one.
So this goes back to the whole common sense in terms of education and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, is it important? It probably is.
It is. It is.
But to what extent?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that's a slippery slope. You said that I was just listening to last week's episode and our fierce debate on.
Ooh, nice.
You said slippery slope a couple
Slippery
times.
slope.
And I kind of agree. So with goniometry, it's like, is that the best use of our time?
I think it's really important to have a grasp of those normal ranges, but that's it. Not using that information on your daily basis to think that everybody has to be in these normal ranges.
Sorry,
Everybody's different.
Did you say when you were doing this, you were doing screenings Is that what you were using it for? The 19
Yeah,
that you did? It
every
was
time
screening.
every time I do a functional movement screen, I test ankle range of motion.
So, I mean, really, the two uses are, I assume, screenings and then post surgical.
Correct. Those are the biggest ones. Yes. Yeah, I would never pull out a goniometer.
You would never pull out. I know, that's why you end up
Oh my
with
God.
so many
Number
kids.
2 coming up. I would never use a goniometer in a standard treatment. Like, just when I'm just giving treatment and not necessarily like trying to get somebody post surgically rehab to a certain point. I think that's a very important one. I think, but not from like what's the number for us, but it's for the patient. Like, no, I know you think you haven't made any progress, but guess what? You have 10 more degrees of knee flexion. Like, that's a valuable thing to like show to your patient. If you're not doing that on the regular, using a goni, not you very often, I would think.
Maybe next week we should
Measure
FMK 3 different
everything.
types of goniometers.
Like the little finger ones that they have.
Yeah, should we FMK goniometers next week? Are there 3 different types?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
The metal ones, yeah.
I mean, they're definitely
We'll look it up.
There's 40 different gonies, but they all can.
We haven't done that before?
I don't think so.
I'll just put it on here.
It is vital when you're in a rehab clinic with insurance companies. You're right, Kyle. I mean, because you have to show progress or that they haven't made enough progress. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I wanted to originally. What I was going to say is, this is save it for the physical therapist. But we do like a lot of us. Maybe not in the high school setting. Maybe you are referring your therapies. Maybe not. But at the college level, doing your own rehabs, I guess you have to prove it just as much as the PT. So, I mean, I guess there is value in learning it for sure. I just wonder how many hours or.
I think what's valuable is knowing what normal can kind of feel like.
Sure.
And recognizing, well, that's not enough hip internal rotation.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where it really needs to lead you, but not necessarily knowing if somebody has 40 degrees of hip internal rotation versus 37.
Yeah,
like,
and I remember we would do that with our pitchers every year. We would do the before, like the baseline, and I was like, "Have I ever seen anybody that got substantially better?" I don't know.
So it only helped, in my eyes, the red flags.
Yeah.
Right? It didn't help it just helped the red flags. It also, something's going on with a pitcher. You have a theoretical baseline of internal rotation at the beginning of the year. 3 months in, you test again. They maybe have a little ache and pain here. Like, maybe it's giving you a direction to go, right? You're lacking internal rotation. Maybe we should try to get more of that. Now, at the same time, do I need an exact measurement? And do I need to... So player X had 33 degrees of internal rotation. Now they only have 20. Is it important to get back to 33, or is it just important to get more?
Sure.
Like, I think that's where we get really messed up, is thinking whether or not a baseline is the right amount. I mean, every pitcher loses internal rotation throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them. Some of them get hurt, some of them don't. Like, so is it that important? It's just a number. It's just a barometer. You measure it, you see if, hey, maybe this is something I can treat. Do you feel better? You do? Cool. I don't know. That's simplifying it, though.
Yeah.
Dave's probably fucking punching his dashboard right now.
These two knuckleheads.
God damn it, Kevin, I haven't touched anything. No, he probably agrees with me a little bit. It's all part of a big picture. And as always, it depends. Dave.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy.
Okay.
What's next?
Our fictional athletic trainer debate. We're gonna go a throwback. What did we say? This is 20. Was it the 2000?
what it's 2003?
I'm
2003
gonna
it
look it
came
up.
out?
I'm gonna look it up. Hang on.
Chad, in his infinite wisdom, said, "Hey, I'm going to look up the movies that came out 20 years ago, I think, on this
2002.
day."
So 21.
21.
21
Oh, yeah,
years
because
ago
you went off
today.
of 2022.
Yeah,
That's right.
21 years ago today. Austin Powers,
Austin
Gold Member, the third of
Powers.
4. Right, the third
Yeah.
of 4.
That was the third of third.
Isn't there a fourth one?
No. Third of 3. If there is a fourth one, I want to watch it right now because
Oh,
I
Jesus.
love
This
those
is what
movies.
I saw.
Is there going to be another
There
one coming
might
out?
be.
That'd be awesome.
It just says Austin Powers 4 on my IMDb.
Oh,
Maybe it's just like,
nah. There's not a fourth one.
it might be in production. Who knows?
Solid gold.
The fourth installment of
Solid
Austin Powers.
gold.
Anyways, did you like Gold Member?
I
Where would
love
you rank it
Goldmember.
in terms of the 3?
Ooh, the 3? Oh, that's tough. Son of a bitch, Chad. That's a tough one. That's too hard. For everybody at home
No,
not watching.
that's not what she said.
That is not what she said. I'm going to go. Oh. Number 1, number 3, number 2. I think I like number 1 the most, number 3 the second most, number 2 the third most.
I just had to go back in and look up the plot of the second one again.
Felicity Shagwell.
Yeah.
I love them all.
Number 1 is
I love them all.
my favorite. Clearly my favorite, number 1.
You know what though? The scene with
second-
Will Ferrell in The Spy Who Shagged Me. I mean that's really good.
The second and the third one
Yeah.
are definitely a tier below
You think?
the first one.
Okay.
I don't know which one I like more or less between the second and third one, honestly.
What's crazy about those 3 movies is the production quality from the first one to the third one is so dramatically different that like there's aspects of
It's because it was so successful they could throw way more money at it.
Correct. And I think just like it was the perfect time of technology too, where like the late 90s, they were still putting out kind of like crappy digital like versions of movies. And then by the early 2000s, all of a sudden things were getting a lot like better film because digital became more and more and more and more. And so there's an aspect of that makes that movie better.
Sure.
I think Beyonce was fantastic in it.
I don't remember her. Honestly, I
No?
remember going, I think I liked the movie less than most people. I was kind of like,
Probably.
okay, it was fine.
I thought
It was good.
I think the third
Not
one's really
great.
funny. I just
Yeah.
think it's very, I don't know.
I mean, they introduced a couple funny characters,
In the third one,
but it was almost like a try-hard.
it was definitely a tryhard.
Like his Faja
Faja.
eating the skin, the flakes,
Yeah.
and then Fat Bastard.
See, and that's what, like,
It's like those, but I don't know.
I feel like I might quote Goldmember the most.
Really?
Yeah.
I for sure only quote the first one because the only
Okay.
quote I'll ever say is, "Who does number 2 work for?"
Of course.
Who does number 2 work for?
And I think, but I do think
What do you quote from the third one?
a lot of Goldmember stuff. Faja.
Oh, his Faja.
Smoking a pancake.
Smoking a pancake, yeah. I'll just go
I
to
probably
the
say that
quotes
a lot.
now. Oh, really? Smoking a pancake?
Anytime I see a pancake, smoking a pancake.
Okay, all right.
When I think Dr. Evil, or is that in the third one? Because Scott finally like embraces being evil. And then there's a moment where Dr. Evil like gets teary-eyed, like kind of like, "Oh, that's my boy."
Yeah.
Like I do that on a fair occasion. I can't remember if that's
Nice to
Goldmember, though.
meet you. Nice to meet you,
Yes.
Mole.
Moo.
Don't say Mole.
Moly. That's how my kid says more. More. Nah, now he starts saying more. Mine.
Hisfagia. Hisfagia. Hisfarger? What's hisfarger? Hisfagia. You know, the fagia.
Fodger. What's a fodger?
You know I don't speak freaky deaky Dutch. Okay, perv boy.
Oh, and I was twins, Basil. Twins.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Was this your first day on the job?
I say that all the time. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. People don't know what I'm quoting. Probably because it's...
Are those sharks with laser beams attached to their head? That's from the third one?
Well...
I thought that was from the first one.
Is it... In the first one,
He wants
sharks.
Oh, yeah, because then he got
How hard is it to just get sharks with laser beams? And then in the third one, he gets sharks from Scott. It's his gift to his dad. And I think that's the scene. That's my boy. And then that's why Mini-Me, leaves the evil organization.
Okay. So
Anyway,
what we're doing
Austin
for tonight's
Powers
we're going to do
versus Dr. Evil, right? Mm-hmm. And all the movies are in play. So, Austin Powers from
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, or 3, and same thing with Dr. Evil. So, spoiler alert, they're kind of brothers. So,
oh yeah, I forgot that. I forgot how. See, the way the third one wrapped up, I was kind of like.
Well, I think that's the downfall of the third
Yeah.
one. I think the downfall of the third one is like they need it. Like they just, how do we like intertwine a weird storyline, and they end up making it just a little too like, of course. Why can't Dr. Evil just escape in some kind of penis shaped rocket? Like that would be so much funnier.
Or the big boy.
Yeah. Giant set of. All right, Austin Powers. He gets lucky a lot.
I was gonna say he's
lucky.
a lucky idiot.
Yeah, very much a lucky idiot.
How much luck do you think plays into our profession? What percent? 1?
No, I think a lot.
Do you think more than 1?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, roughly 2. I was thinking. Well, I'm thinking from the opposite side, like of getting lucky that nobody got hurt that day.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, how much of it is just dumb
luck?
You got
99% of people fucking getting hurt. I think a lot of
I think that's going to piss off a lot of athletic trainers that listen to this show.
What?
That we just say luck plays at least a part in our job.
100% it does.
I agree. I agree with you. It has to, at least a little bit, but everyone's going to say, well, no, you prepare, yada, yada, yada. Like, still.
No, there's so much luck in our profession, I think. I mean,
I'm glad you said that.
I think
because now I don't have to.
When you're dealing with humans and you're dealing with injuries, I mean, there's so much luck that has to happen in order for like things to not happen or for things to get better.
Like for me, the times I feel the luckiest are that injury that you're like, all right, let's get him back to play. And you're just like, oh, man, is this too soon? And then they actually make it through that first game, that first match, that first whatever. And you're like, okay, if they get re-hurt, at least they made it through the first one. That feels like a little bit of luck to me on your side.
I think so.
Because if they get hurt in that first one back, you're always going to be like, I screwed up.
You could be unlucky during that, too.
Yeah.
I do think there is a sense of, and maybe luck is a bad word for when somebody comes back for the first time, but you can only assist an athlete or a patient to be prepared enough. But once they compete, it's a different level. And so there is a sense of luck that maybe even they were never in a situation. Like, I remember how many times I had a guy with a hamstring strain, and on that given game that they came back into the game, they never had to sprint down the first baseline. They struck out every time. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. Never had to really test it. That's not on me. That's just luck. So I think Austin Powers is pretty lucky. I think Austin Powers is... Sometimes he's really observant. Sometimes he's very poorly observant.
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes he's a
Like sometimes he knows that somebody's dressed up as an old lady and it's really a man, maybe. But sometimes he makes the wrong assumption and it's actually just an old lady, like Basil's mom.
tried and true, a little bit old school.
Old school.
Also, you know what kind of is like I think his best quality is this. He's a little bit true to himself, and he's not gonna like not necessarily give up, but he's got this like endless supply of it's going to be okay. It's going
Optimism.
to optimism. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what
I
we
would
need.
agree with that. I mean, he has only a one kind of like short time where he's a little down in the dumps and when he loses his mojo.
Yeah.
But
Kind of reminds me of Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball. Walking
little.
down the street and
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But usually pretty optimistic,
Yeah.
which you need in the athletic training world. Otherwise, something happened.
Must have been a goal.
Must have been a goal. Are the ladies playing tonight? U.S. women playing tonight?
I'll look it up.
I feel like that might be going on right now. What's today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
God, I looked at the goddamn schedule the other day, and I can't remember.
Women's World Cup.
Is it going on right now?
USA 1-1, 62nd minute. They must have just scored.
Yeah, they must have. So
They're playing the Diech.
the DH?
Is this still in the round robin?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I
good.
think this is only what, their second game, I think.
1-1 in the 62nd.
But I think the Dutch are pretty good, huh? I think.
Netherlands?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They're the orange team, right? The all orange? Pretty sure. Either way. Austin Powers, gadgets. Got lots of gadgets.
Lots
of
of toys.
Great cars.
Yeah, but Dr. Evil
He's a
has...
little emotional. He's a little emotional.
Yeah. I think deep down he's rough around the edges or crass around the edges, but deep down he knows right from wrong and he sympathizes with people and kind of
Wait,
like...
we on Dr. Evil now?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, I went back to...
Yeah.
I went back to Austin Powers. I was going to say Dr. Evil also has toys and gadgets. So they're kind of the same in that respect.
I mean, Dr. Evil versus, and this is where a lot of people with Gold Member, I think a lot of people love that one, is because the past with Dr. Evil and Austin Powers and the International Man of Mystery School. Remember those scenes?
No, I literally don't remember any of the third one.
And there's like they go back to like what they were like as like teenagers in school. And they were both at the same school, and Austin Powers wins the International Man of Mystery like award. But yet Dr. Evil was the best student. He was the smartest one. And then he meets number 2 there.
Sure.
Because he goes up to a board and he sees, I'm the number 1 ranked person.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then he goes, hey, I'm number 2. And the youngsters that played those 2 guys were brilliant at it.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
Kyle just brought up maybe the best point. I don't know why we have it. It took us so long to get there. Austin Powers isn't a good driver. He got the golf cart stuck in the hallway.
Oh, great point, Kyle. That's it. Austin Powers, you can't be an athletic trainer. You can't drive a golf cart. No gator for you.
Yeah, no gators.
I will say
Dr. Evil.
Oh,
a good.
He's always got a plan.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a planner. He's probably really decent at rehab.
He's always got the same plan though. But it's a good plan. Take over the world. Hold the world at ransom. Loves little versions of him.
Hosts some meetings. He can hold a meeting.
Can hold him and push a button. Send somebody down to the fire. Ooh,
yeah.
How great would that button be? I want to have that button.
You know what he does as for athletic trainers? He makes his demands. 1 million, 1 billion, whatever. He's like, hey, this is what I need.
He's got resources. Lots of resources.
Mm-hmm. Who's more athletic? I think Dr. Evil is more athletic. He does
You
the
think?
little jump thing.
He's got that little jump thing.
Although I guess Austin Powers has like the judo
Yeah.
chops.
Judo jump.
But Dr. Evil has got the a little dancing.
Austin, he's very athletic in bed.
Better under pressure.
Ooh.
Austin Powers,
Maybe.
probably.
Dr. Evil always escapes. Is there something that's
True.
athletic training there? Always escaping the trouble. Always
but
finds
Austin,
a way out.
Austin Powers kind of does too.
He kind of does.
Better. Who would do better at an eval? Who has better questions?
Yeah.
Austin Powers.
That's a good question. Who would ask better questions? I think Dr. Evil. Will they score another goal? Jesus Christ. I think Dr. Evil actually might be better evaluator. Sometimes there's many scenes in the old Austin Powers movies where Austin is pretty oblivious to what the hell is going on. And he's not catching what's happening. Like when he's about to drink Fat Bastard's remains, like his toilet remains, stool sample. Tastes a little nutty.
Man, you remember this movie way better than I do. It's incredible.
I have watched them a lot.
Okay.
A lot. I like them.
So who
Some
are you
people don't
going
like
with
'em.
here?
I'm actually going not Dr. Evil.
You're going not Dr. Evil?
No, I'm going Dr. Evil.
And give me the reason why?
I just think resources, number one. Number two, puts a good team around him. They listen to what he says. They fight for him. They got everything from his financial advisor to the one that gets all of his things done. I think Austin just is a little not flaky. What's he's a little
Oblivious?
yeah, something like that. Like there's something missing there that like he's not gonna be on top of it. I think Dr. Evil is always on top of it and he's got a plan. Oblivious. Too oblivious.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with the positive person. I'm gonna put it up on social media. And we'll see what people say. Okay, Kevin, are we ready for
Why not?
our feature topic? And we're
Breaking
back.
news.
Dun, dun, dun,
U.S.
dun.
women's national team is now up.
I kept refreshing my browser and it kept saying 1-0. So is it 2-1 now?
Oh. Maybe
2-1.
people were just screaming.
Maybe there was an offsides.
Because they showed a replay or something. I don't know. Oh, it's 1-1. It's currently 1-1.
All right.
So maybe there was, I don't know, maybe there was some Netherlands fans out there.
Somebody else said goal. Goal was offside. Okay, that's right. All right. All right. So
Yeah.
for our feature topic tonight, we had just a couple pieces of news, I guess, or
Current events
sent to us in terms of athletic training. We just kind of wanted to loosely talk about them.
Yeah, why not?
You want to talk about the positive one or the negative one first?
Negative.
So the negative one, who sent this to it? Kevin Joyce sent us an article.
Hey,
right?
Joe.
Oh, no. Tim Prawl. Tim Prawl sent it to us. Sorry, Tim.
Tim.
Do you have it in front of you?
Timmy.
Tim sent us DC United fires athletic trainer over racist gesture in online photo.
Speaking of soccer.
So they canned their athletic trainer.
Yeah.
Over
racist symbol in online photo.
Yeah.
And so I briefly read the
okay, because I didn't really.
Yeah.
I read like a really short amount of it.
And this is gonna upset some people.
That's what we do at Candid.
Yeah.
We upset most people.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't know the DC United athletic trainer. I don't know their name. I don't know if there's more to the story. All I know is that when I got to the point in the story that he was apparently holding up the OK symbol, which is now the symbol for apparently white power, I stopped reading because I am not going to support somebody writing about this, nor am I going to support whether or not it is my, like, even I should even have the ability to think as an athletic trainer that if I make the OK symbol, which has been around for years and years and years and years and years, that you are now going to interpret that I'm racist. I also think anybody that's been in athletic population, there's a stupid little game that basically is made you look where you make the same symbol and you put it on your thigh or below your waist. And if somebody looks at it, you get to do something to that person, whether it's punch them, poke them, kick them in the butt. Doesn't matter. I actually remember very distinctly being in a baseball locker room, in a dugout, and guys would do it all the frickin' time. And it was really annoying. I hated it. It had nothing to do with race. And whoever you are out there that it thinks that this is all about race, the fact that an athletic trainer, I am hoping, who isn't racist, got fired because he was doing that in a picture. And I can only assume, and I'm making an assumption, and I might make an ass out of myself, that if you do that in a picture, let's say a team photo, let's say it's whatever, you're doing it so that when people look at the photo, you get to say, now I get to punch you. Like, I know people that tried to do it in team photos. I know that people that have done it in team photos. So that every time somebody's walking and looking at, 99 team photo, oh, God damn it. They look at it. And then so somebody gets to go and punch him in the arm or whatever it is, or kick him in the ass.
So,
Like, if he was fired just simply from the act of making that symbol, that is, number one, ridiculous. Number two, nobody should be fired for making that gesture from the standpoint of, it could have just been taken out of a photo, or you could have just said, hey, maybe you need to get some counseling if you're racist. You work in athletics.
Yeah.
You're going to meet a lot of people that are from different countries, have different color skin, so forth, so forth. I'm hoping there's more to the story. But if the only thing that he's fired for is because of one photo, the world is fucked up right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's obviously, we don't know all the context. Like,
We don't.
have there been other events with said individual? Yes or no? We don't know. I just tried to do a quick history lesson here on the OK symbol.
Yeah, give it to me.
Says ring gestures formed by forefinger and thumb with remaining digits extended appear in Greece at least as early as 5th century BCE.
Oh.
So that's when the
Now
first
it's racist.
recorded one, BCE. And then if I go back, there was an article here from NPR saying September 26, 2019, the Anti-Defamation League says the gesture that traditionally signals all is well has been hijacked by white power movement.
Ugh.
This is 2019.
Ugh. And has it, though? Has it? I don't know. Come on.
They added 36 symbols to the hate on display database.
Where does
Well, I
this
guess
end?
it had a good run from 5th century BC
Yeah.
to 2019.
It did. It really did.
You did well.
You did.
You went
really
from
well.
positive to negative.
Apparently.
Again, we don't know the DC United the former DC United athletic trainer. We don't know them. So,
but I will
we
say,
don't know if there's anything other.
Shame on DC United if it's literally just from that one photo. There are so many different. All of these people that are getting
If
canceled,
it's a singular event,
fired, all these things that are happening because of singular events. Shame on anybody that's actually trying to go through with that. Who doesn't make a mistake in this world?
Legitimately,
Who doesn't like actually maybe even
I didn't know that there was a negative connotation to that until Tim sent me this, and maybe that's shame on me for not being. Shame on me for being an old crotchety white guy who doesn't study Urban Dictionary.
There you go.
Good so I didn't know that 4 years ago that went from a positive to. I thought the OK symbol was still a positive thing until now. So maybe the same. We don't know. I guess you'd have to ask the person, or again, if there were other events. I think the other question is how many athletic trainers are there normally on a
MLS team?
MLS team. Is it just one person?
I would imagine.
Like, did they fire the only person that knew anything about any of their?
I don't know.
Or is there an assistant that's now the head? Now they're down to one athletic trainer. You got to bring somebody else in. Emergency hire. Like, they're in the middle of their season.
You know what I would like?
Not that you should never fire somebody.
No, that's not.
There's you obviously they felt. I mean, who knows?
By all means, if this person as an athletic trainer is truly racist and they're fucking doing shady stuff.
Yeah, if this wasn't an isolated event.
Yeah, get them out. But at the same time, then present that as the story. Not that they get fired because of a picture and making a symbol.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because who knows if they were actually just going, A-okay, you know? And now, like, what, is our podcast going to get canceled because I did this? It might.
Well, we're having a discussion about it, so I don't think we're trying to bring awareness to this
YouTube
situation.
YouTube's funny too, though. Yow.
And then again, maybe that's shame on us for not being, I don't know, not knowing, maybe being lost in powers and being oblivious to the fact that that's a negative thing is shame on me. Oh, yeah. Look at it. Nisi just said, what about in the NBA when they hold this up when they make a 3-pointer? That's racist.
Yeah. Seriously? Maybe they do this now? Maybe they, wait. Yeah? Girl Scouts? Goddamn Girl Scouts? Racist. Yeah.
So we just wanted to bring that up, that as an athletic trainer, you should probably be careful and don't be racist. Just don't be
definitely don't. Well, nobody should be fucking racist.
Yeah,
idiots.
Nobody
judge the person for who the hell they are.
Yeah.
Then you can really judge them. You know, because you know
them. Again, to me, we don't know enough about the individual, but I have questions about like the structure of how sports medicine was set up with the team. Like, are they going to be okay? Are they short-staffed? Was that literally their only person?
Yeah.
How fast can they get somebody in there to help the athlete? Like, that's like a major thing.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
So
I would assume
a professional organization, you know.
I would assume they have a staff. You know, they probably have 2 athletic trainers, but at the same time, now there's one athletic trainer that's trying to like probably make up for another one, and that's crazy.
And if it was the head, and this is maybe it's a younger AT that doesn't know any of the,
maybe
who knows. All right.
Maybe the intern just got a nice promotion.
Good for you. Always be ready.
What else do we got?
So
on a better
I think
note,
in the last 48 hours, or maybe it was 72 hours,
something like that. Yeah.
I think it happened on Monday.
Yeah.
The second high-profile cardiac arrest situation arose, and kudos to the athletic trainer there for saving a young man.
USC.
Well-known individual with a well-knowner.
More well-known.
More well-knowner.
Yeah. More well-knowner father. Faja.
His Faja.
I might know your Faja more than I know you.
Faja is really well-known.
Yeah.
So, Bronny James had cardiac arrest, and kudos to the medical staff for taking care of that situation and saving a life.
Absolutely.
And
did they? I haven't like really read. All I read were some hot like headlines of cardiac arrest, but now all signs point that he's okay. He's not in the ICU.
I heard he was out of ICU.
Yeah.
However, and I don't know if this was a clickbait article or whatever that I saw, that at least one doctor said this may end his career.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I don't know if that was clickbait or what.
Well, it probably depends on why it happened.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think some athletes, it's truly a freak thing, and then some, it's like it reveals, like, no, this is why it happened, and do you really want to, like, risk it?
Yeah.
Um,
And again, this whole situation just goes to show the importance of our profession and the importance of being prepared for emergency situations.
yeah.
Every time I think about these people saving lives, I question, if I was in that situation, how would I have responded? Would I have done well enough? Because frankly, I didn't have to.
Do we know? I
I
mean,
never
like,
had that situation, so until you're put in a situation, you don't know.
did he need, like, CPR? Did he need, like,
I didn't.
AED
I
or
didn't.
anything?
I
Do we
didn't
know?
look into it that far.
Yeah. I don't know if any of that's even ever. I don't even know if that's come out, because it wasn't. I mean, with the God damn it,
Damar
Damar
Hamlin. Yeah, it
Hamlin,
was
like, obviously
clearly
it
on
was on
TV.
national
Yeah.
TV, so everybody knew. I'm assuming this was just at a practice or a workout
Yeah.
or something. But then it's crazy. You think about, especially young, good, like, young, really in shape athletes. I mean, I would assume Bronny James is in pretty darn good shape. Um, his dad's been pretty damn healthy throughout his entire career.
Yeah, until the last 2 or 3 years. But
Yeah,
yeah.
but still, I mean, like, you assume that, like, you don't really have to be prepared for that kind of stuff. And you don't hear a lot of college, I would say, of these, like, college basketball sudden cardiac issues, right? Not as much as football, not as much as high school, the younger, even, like, younger athlete. I don't know. I mean, and tough, like, beginning of his college career, probably
Yeah,
gonna be
his freshman year.
drafted next year or whatever, depending on just kind of how the season went.
I think I read somewhere that this is like the 200th,
200
or there have been 200 sudden cardiac deaths
deaths.
over the last X amount of years. I'm trying to
Hmm.
find the tweet where they were kind of talking about it.
I'm glad it
But I
wasn't
think
just
there have
a
been
year.
at least 200.
Yeah.
And they were trying to compare it to other. Boy, I don't remember where it is.
I mean, it happens, right? It happens. It's going to happen. It's probably going to continue to happen. There are always going to be healthy individuals that show no signs or symptoms, or no, like, test is going to reveal, and in a moment, in a pre-participation exam, that this person is at risk and it's going to happen. So all the more important, athletic trainers, to be ready for it. It doesn't mean you have to practice CPR every single day, but make sure you're prepared to do things that could save somebody's life, because athletic trainers do save people's lives. I saw a tweet, because I can only see tweets. I can't tweet, and nor can I respond to tweets, and nor can I actually participate in any polls.
X has blocked you. Is it now X? Is that what it's called? It's not even Twitter. It's just X.
It's just X, I guess.
Apparently.
I have no idea. Tweet, tweet. I did submit my, hey, I think I was suspended for unlawful reasons. I did see something about, like, how can a profession that could save a life only get paid $40,000 a year?
I just saw that too.
I mean, I think there's a validity to that, but I think there's too many professions that also exist with that, like, it's not just athletic trainers. I mean, plenty of nurses,
And
plenty of paramedic, or maybe not paramedics, but like EMTs and firefighters and all these
we
different
had the one show a
professions.
long time ago where we were comparing the salaries to, like, so the EMT salaries suck, our salaries suck. And I know we weren't trying to bash physical therapists, but physical therapists, on average make more money than athletic trainers, and they just do the rehab, where we have to do the rehab and the life-saving skills, and
Right.
what needs to be
I don't know.
evaluated there.
Yeah, I mean, is there actually we learned a different skill set, and then most of us, half of us maybe, didn't go on for higher than high education. Does that really make you any more valuable in this world monetarily? Just because your profession like requires it, which just fucking don't get me down that train either with athletic training.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week. No, yeah. I mean, it brings up all of that kind of stuff. I just heard they're doing a podcast. But yeah,
people walking by.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast on the U.S. women's national team.
Look at that! Look at that score! Look at that pass!
Yeah, I mean, it's
Just
something that
kidding.
happened, everybody. So, Bronny James, I'm hoping you're okay.
Yeah, and hopefully it fuels, like, there was this tremendous push after Damar Hamlin about, like, hey, let's inform everybody about what we do and what we can do, and then that kind of went away.
It did,
and now hopefully it's back a little bit.
I hope so.
So
medical staffs in general, athletic trainers need some love out there. I think get the word out there that we're a valuable aspect of a very fun side of society, especially podcasts.
Yeah.
So, all right, you want to shut this thing down?
Yeah. Rick Cox just tweeted he's got tickets to see the Brett Goldstein.
Yeah.
He's a stand-up comedian.
Roy Kent.
Roy Kent is a stand-up comedian. I didn't know that.
I know he's
apparently
a stand-up comedian.
I know he's tour.
I know he's one of the writers though.
Oh.
Like he
for
writes
him.
a lot, and then he was one of the writers, and then he said, "I think I could play this part," and I think he actually auditioned for the part. And we're like, "Well, yeah, you got it."
Let's just quick go to our Twitter.
Yeah, why not?
We put up a couple things. Quick poll: who would make a better athletic trainer? The very, 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 very early results: 69% Austin Powers, 31% Dr. Evil.
You're all wrong.
Friend or foe going out on the road: 58% friend, 42% foe.
That's a tough one.
Do you wear a fanny pack outside of work? 82% no. We had a fun. Somebody tweeted at us today. I don't remember who it was. But they said, hang on here.
We're hanging.
And we're going to do this as our feature topic next week. So if you're listening to this, this was Josh Dawsey. He tweeted at us, topic suggestion: make a rehab exercise sound inappropriate.
Oh, God.
TKEs become pop that VMO.
Ooh.
Kevin Joyce said RDLs are bend and snaps. Nate said
bend and snap.
Glute bridges are
bend and snap.
Pelvic thrusts.
Yeah.
I would enter said violator stretch.
Yes.
So we'll have a little fun next week and be a little inappropriate because we would never do that on this show.
Never have.
Change the name of a rehab exercise to make it sound inappropriate.
Dirty.
Next week's
the dirtier, the better.
Everyone have a good. Thanks to Healthy Roster.
Yep.
Thanks to Smart Tools. Thanks to Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.